What happens when fierce rivals transform into brothers under the crushing weight of tragedy, when the very fabric of wrestling is torn apart by violence and chaos, yet somehow stitched together by an unexpected act of compassion? Jey Uso and CM Punk have just delivered one of the most emotional and unforgettable moments in WWE history by stepping into the hospital to visit Jey Uso and Roman Reigns after the merciless assaults that left them battered, bandaged, and clinging to recovery. This was not just another storyline written for the cameras. This was something raw, unscripted, and human, a moment that blurred the lines between performance and reality and reminded the entire wrestling world that even when rivals collide, family, loyalty, and humanity can still rise from the ashes of destruction. Subscribe right now because what we are about to break down is a heart-wrenching twist that you never saw coming, a scene that proves that even in professional wrestling, where betrayal and backstabbing dominate the headlines, unity can appear in the most unexpected ways and shake the entire industry. Before we dive into the complete breakdown of this emotionally charged chapter, make sure you are standing with the warriors who refuse to back down. Grab the Roman Reigns OTC1 gear to honor the tribal chief. Rock the Jey Uso 4L merchandise in support of the Bloodline's proud warrior spirit. And don't forget to add CM Punk's legendary Best in the World collection to your arsenal, because what Punk did in that hospital visit deserves to be remembered. Links are below. Support the channel and represent those who fight with heart and honor. The wrestling world is still in shock after Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed unleashed the kind of ruthless destruction that left Roman Reigns and Jey Uso hospitalized and fighting through fractured bones, stitches, and unimaginable pain. The Bloodline, once the most feared and dominant family in WWE, has been ripped apart, its foundation cracked, and its legacy put in jeopardy. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, was stretchered out of Paris La Défense Arena after the assault, his body broken but his aura still intact, while Jey Uso lies surrounded by machines and wires, struggling to recover from the brutal beating that nearly ended his career. Yet in the middle of the storm, a flicker of light appeared when Jey Uso and CM Punk walked together into the hospital, two men who had never seen eye to eye, two men separated by years of rivalry and tension, yet united by grief, duty, and a sense of justice. Fans captured the moment on their phones as Jey and Punk entered Roman's hospital room, their expressions a heavy mix of sorrow, rage, and determination. Roman, weak but still carrying the spirit of a leader, managed a faint smile, a gesture that said more than any words ever could, a sign that the fight was far from over. But the most emotional eruption came when they stepped into Jey Uso's room. Jey froze at the sight of his twin brother hooked to IVs, his body bruised and wrapped in bandages, his chest rising with the help of machines. The weight of it all crushed Jey in that moment, and the tears he tried to hold back came pouring out as the reality hit him. His brother, his day one, the man who had fought beside him through every battle, was hanging on by a thread. In that moment of collapse, CM Punk stepped forward, not as a rival, not as the rebel outsider, but as a human being. He placed his hand firmly on Jey's shoulder and with quiet intensity said, "We're going to make this right." Those 5 words spread across the internet like wildfire after a fan leaked the clip, and what they symbolized was bigger than any feud, bigger than any scripted angle. They symbolized unity in the face of devastation. Across the WWE universe, fans are overwhelmed with emotion, praising CM Punk for showing a side of himself rarely seen, applauding Jey Uso for his courage, and calling this one of the most touching WWE moments in years. But behind the scenes, insiders are buzzing with speculation that this hospital scene may have planted the seeds for something monumental. Could we be on the verge of a shocking alliance between CM Punk and the Usos, a partnership that would have been unthinkable just months ago but now feels possible in the wake of this tragedy? Sources suggest that this union could ignite a war against Breaker and Reed that might reshape the balance of power in WWE forever. Reports say that Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins are furious, seeing this unexpected unity as a direct threat to their carefully built schemes, while other names like LA Knight, who has stood alongside Jey before, could now be drawn into the battle lines. What was once a feud has now evolved into a fight for survival, for family, and for redemption. And the world is watching, captivated by the sight of CM Punk and Jey Uso, once enemies, now standing shoulder to shoulder in the face of overwhelming adversity. If this story touched your heart the way it has shaken the WWE Universe, smash that like button right now, subscribe to the channel for more updates on this incredible saga, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a single twist in this evolving war. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of CM Punk's gesture? Do you believe this alliance could last, or is it simply a fragile truce born out of tragedy? Let's talk about it, wrestling family, and let's keep spreading the power of unity in a world that too often thrives on division. What happens when bitter rivals transform into brothers under the crushing weight of tragedy? Jey Uso and CM Punk just created one of the most powerful and emotional moments in WWE history, stepping into the hospital to visit Jey Uso and Roman Reigns after the barbaric assaults that left them broken and fighting for recovery. This was not just another scripted storyline. This was a raw human connection that cut through the chaos of the business and reminded the world that even in the darkest hours, unity can spark hope. Subscribe now because what unfolded here is a heart-stopping twist you never saw coming, a chapter that will change the way fans view loyalty, rivalry, and family forever. Before we unravel this deeply moving story, make sure you are repping the warriors who never surrender. Grab the Roman Reigns OTC 1 collection, support with Uso for L merchandise, and wear CM Punk's legendary best in the world gear with pride. Links are down below, so show your support and stand alongside these fighters. The WWE Universe is still shaken to its core after the merciless attacks from Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, attacks that left Roman Reigns and Jey Uso hospitalized, hooked to machines, and clinging to strength. Yet out of that despair, a beacon of unity appeared when Jey Uso and CM Punk, men who had every reason to despise each other, walked side by side into that hospital, creating a scene so moving that it has gone viral and touched millions around the globe. As they entered Roman's room, the tribal chief, battered and weakened but still a symbol of defiance, managed a faint smile, a moment that broke the hearts of fans everywhere. But the real explosion of emotion came when Jey Uso saw his brother Jey lying in a hospital bed, his body covered in bruises, his face marked with pain, and his spirit fighting to hold on. Jimmy's tears poured uncontrollably as the weight of family, loss, and responsibility crushed him in that instant, and it was CM Punk, the defiant rebel, the man so often painted as heartless, who placed a steady hand on Jim.